Hey guys, so for this video I'm going to be giving you the best settings possible to optimize your PC to get the highest FPS possible and the lowest input delay. So first we're going to start by going to the settings page and scrolling down here to see where graphics quality is. So there's two things to understand. So high mesh builds and low mesh builds. So Fortnite removed the meshes. Like, you used to be able to just click this, apply, go into the game, and your builds would change. Now you have to actually change your view distance to medium to be able to see through your builds. So now here we are, we're loaded into Fortnite, and these are what high mesh builds look like. See how you can see through the wood? And we'd have to restart our game to change the meshes, but if we change our view distance to near, as you can see, this is regular builds. These are low mesh builds. These are going to give you the lowest input delay possible. So all of your builds are going to place in safe. And then high meshes. As you can see, the builds, you can see through the builds more, but like, I don't know, it's all up to preference, what your PC can handle. My PC isn't as powerful as most would say. I'm rocking 1660 Super right now, but I don't know, some of you guys might have a stronger PC and might be able to handle this way more. Obviously you're going to want to be on performance mode because it's going to give you the highest FPS possible, the most stable. I don't know, preferably I like low mesh builds, but that's all up to you guys, how you guys want to do that. Performance mode doesn't affect textures. Textures doesn't change anything in performance mode. I don't know, it lowers everything. So like, if you want to change your textures, you'd have to either be in Direct 12 or DirectX 11. Both of those are going to use higher power, like they're going to lower your performance more, but if you do want to change your textures, that option is available, but as far as performance mode, it doesn't really matter. I've found that the sweet spot for being able to see farther is medium. Like, medium view distance doesn't really affect your performance too much, and then it just gives you that little bit of advantage over everybody else. But if you guys are here looking for the lowest input delay possible, you guys are going to want to be using everything set to low. You can also go into your sound quality up here at the top. Change that to low. That will impact your performance a little bit, but not like dramatically. We've also got the NVIDIA settings that I'm going to show you guys here. We're going to go into here and we're going to type in NVIDIA control panel. See it right there? I'm going to click that. Now I'm going to be explaining all of the settings that I have and why they're useful. So if you don't want your entire PC to have these settings changed and it affect all of your other games, I want you to go over here to program settings. You can do this in global too. It'll be easier, but it'll affect everything else. I want you to go to program settings. I want you to click right here, and you can add a game. See how we have Fortnite selected? You can add, and then you'll just scroll down until you find Fortnite or whatever game you want. Browse. We can select the file manually, but right here we already have Fortnite, so I want to be going through everything. All right. Image scaling. Image scaling is basically, so if you're on a 1080p monitor, it'll display it at a higher resolution. So if I move this up to 125, if I turn this on, where is that? On, move this up to 125. If I move this up, alright, we're going to be going to anti-scopic filtering. So that is your textures. So your textures are, it adds a filter to it so that the lines aren't so jagged. It like multiplies the anti-aliasing. So for the most performance, we're gonna leave that off. If you go down here and like if you hover over it and you move over here, performance increases realism with less impact on graphics performance. Quality provides a more pronounced increase in realism, though you may experience decrease in graphics performance. So obviously for most performance, we're going to want that off. FXAA, that's anti-aliasing, we're going to want that off. It's what that's doing is that's blurring the lines, making it harder for you to see. It's going to be a little bit more jagged, but it's easier to see. Gamma correction, we're going to leave that off. That's the same thing that leaches to FXAA. Anti-aliasing mode, that's what I was just talking about. So we've got enhance the application settings, override. That's, like I said, that's blurring. So that's going to make it actually harder for you to see farther away. We're going to go to anti-aliasing transparency. Anything with anti-aliasing, we're going to turn that off. I have a max frame rate on because I don't want to put stress on my graphics card. I have it locked to 60 back here in global. You can do that. It really doesn't matter. This doesn't really matter either. It's automatically going to select your graphics card unless you're running like 2 graphics cards or something. You're going to want to select the one that you're using, like as I'm using the GTX 1660 right now. You're going to click on that and then apply. Low latency mode. That is your responsiveness, how fast your clicks respond when you're trying to edit. You're going to want that on either ultra or on, depending on what system you play on. I want you to mess around that a little bit. It could vary from system to system. Monitor technology. This is totally preference. G-Sync, literally all that does, if you have that on your monitor, is it, say I'm running an uncapped frame rate, right? So I have a 390 hertz monitor. If I'm not getting 390 frames, it's going to automatically downgrade my refresh rate to follow my most consistent FPS. If you know what I'm saying. So fixed refresh rate, what that does is it just keeps it at that refresh rate at all times, doesn't change it. That's what I use personally. That's what I like. This is another anti-aliasing thing. It just overlays like aliasing artifact. Like if you read down here, it says eliminates monitor techniques. No, that's this. Hold up. frame sampled, AA, I don't really know how to pronounce that. Works by reprogramming covered sample locations across pixels within the same frame, as well as across frames. This has the effect of making the overall frames irregular, which eliminates aliasing artifacts. Aliasing is what we want in this case, where we're trying to get competitive advantage. So where the lines are really jagged, and I told you that they like blur them out. That's what that is as well. Same thing. This can be auto select, or you want to select that. It really doesn't matter. It's totally up to you. Um, Power management mode. You're gonna want that on maximum performance possible. You're not gonna want optimal, adaptive. What that does is it decreases the power that goes to your GPU and the rest of your system, lowering your FPS. Refresh rate, highest available. Um, anti. You're gonna want this off for the most performance. This is like filtering a texture filter, just like back up. Where is it? Right here. We did the 16x. You're gonna want all of that off. Threaded optimization. What that's gonna be using is your CPU cores. You're gonna want to use the most CPU cores possible. So you're gonna want to have that on, because it'll automatically use more than one core. Triple buffering, VSync, all that stuff is honestly no good. Causes input delay. Sorry, I skipped one. Where is it? You're gonna want texture filtering to see where down here it says set to allow for higher performance, set to clamp when anti-scopic filtering is enabled for better image quality. Higher performance is what we want, obviously. We're going to click allow. We're going to click onto texture filtering quality. We're going to turn that to high performance. Texture filtering, tri-linear optimizations. Select on for higher performance if you read down there, on. Vertical sync. All that's good. You're going to click apply. Your screen's going to flicker for a second. And then you're going to go ahead and close that out. And that's it.